Dark clouds loom over Delhi. The sound of hooves echoes through the land. The Mongols, unstoppable, ruthless and merciless, have arrived at India's doorstep. Cities have fallen, empires have crumbled, and entire civilizations have been erased from history. But in their path stands one man, Allaudin Khilji, a ruler feared by many, hated by some but respected by all. He was the last line of defense against an enemy that knew no defeat. This is the story of the Sultan who stood against the greatest war machine the world had ever seen. Allaudin Khilji, a name that echoes through the annals of history as one of the most formidable rulers of medieval India. Feared by his enemies, respected by his allies, and remembered for his ruthless ambition, he was the Sultan who stood like an iron wall against the Mongol invasions. While other kingdoms crumbled under the might of the Mongol war machine, Allaudin Khilji turned Delhi into an unconquerable fortress. But who was this man? How did he manage to defy the most fearsome warriors of his time? And what was the price of his victory? Join us as we uncover the story of Allaudin Khilji, the ruler who defied the Mongols. Chapter 1. Rise of Allaudin Khilji. Allaudin Khilji was born in 1266 CE as Ali Gurshasp in the Khilji dynasty, which had Turkic origins. His uncle and father-in-law, Allaudin Khilji, was the founder of the Khilji dynasty and became the Sultan of Delhi in 1290. As a young man, Allaudin showed immense military prowess and intelligence. He quickly rose through the ranks and was appointed as the governor of Kara, a province in present-day Uttar Pradesh. But ambition burned deep within him. He was not content with just being a governor. He wanted the throne. In 1296, he assassinated his uncle, Allaudin Khilji, in a well-planned coup and declared himself the new Sultan of Delhi. It was a bold and ruthless move, but it marks the beginning of his reign, a reign that would change the course of Indian history. Chapter 2. The Mongol Threat. At the time of Allaudin's ascension, the Mongols were the greatest military force in the world. Under Genghis Khan and his successors, they had already conquered vast territories, stretching from China to Eastern Europe. Their armies were known for their speed, discipline, and brutality. No empire seemed strong enough to resist them. In the 13th century, they turned their attention towards India. The Delhi Sultanate had already faced multiple Mongol raids before Allaudin's rule, but previous sultans had failed to provide a strong defense. The Mongols raided and plundered cities, leaving destruction in their wake. If left unchecked, Delhi itself could fall, just as Baghdad had fallen to the Mongols in 1258. Allaudin knew that if he wanted to secure his empire, he had to stop the Mongols at any cost. Chapter 3. The Defense Strategy. Allaudin Khilji was not just a warrior, he was a strategist. He knew that traditional Indian armies were no match for the Mongol cavalry, so he implemented sweeping military reforms. He expanded his army, introduced new tactics, and built strong fortifications. He established a massive standing army, and personally ensured that his soldiers were well trained and well equipped. One of his most important reforms was the introduction of a new system of payment. He made sure that his soldiers were paid in cash rather than land grants, making them more loyal to him. He also imposed strict discipline, preventing corruption and ensuring that only the best fighters remained in his ranks. To counter the Mongols' superior mobility, Allaudin reinforced the northwestern frontier, constructing new forts and strengthening existing ones. His defensive strategy was simple but effective. Stop the Mongols before they could penetrate deep into India. Chapter 4. The Battles against the Mongols. Between 1297 and 1306, the Mongols launched multiple invasions into the Delhi Sultanate. Each time, Allaudin's forces met them with fierce resistance. The first major invasion came in 1297 when the Mongols, led by a general named Ulugh Khan, crossed into Punjab. Allaudin sent his trusted general Zafar Khan to confront them. The two armies clashed near Jaran Manjur in present-day Pakistan. Despite being outnumbered, Zafar Khan led a daring assault and annihilated the Mongol forces. This victory sent a strong message. The days of unchecked Mongol invasions were over. However, the Mongols did not give up. They returned in 1299, this time under the leadership of Kutlugh Khwaja. This was one of the most dangerous invasions yet, as the Mongols directly threatened Delhi itself. Allaudin personally took command of his forces, setting up defences outside the city. After a prolonged and bloody battle, the Mongols were once again defeated. The most brutal battle occurred in 1305, when a Mongol force of nearly 50,000 men invaded India. This time, Allaudin's general Malik Kafur led the counterattack. The battle was fierce, but Malik Kafur outmaneuvered the Mongols, crushing their army and leaving no survivors. Chapter 5. The Aftermath and Allaudin's Legacy. Allaudin Khilji's victories against the Mongols ensured that India remained free from Mongol rule. Unlike other great cities of the time, such as Baghdad or Samarkand, Delhi did not fall. Allaudin had built an empire that could withstand even the most fearsome invaders. His military innovations and strategic brilliance changed the way wars were fought in India. However, his reign was not without controversy. He ruled with an iron fist, implementing harsh policies to maintain control. His economic reforms, such as price control measures, were groundbreaking but often brutal. His thirst for power led him to execute rivals and even close allies. But despite his ruthless methods, his rule was marked by stability, prosperity, and military dominance. In 1316, Allaudin Khilji died, leaving behind a legacy of military brilliance and fearless leadership. His death marked the beginning of the decline of the Khilji dynasty, but his impact on Indian history remains unforgettable. Allaudin Khilji was more than just a ruler. He was a visionary, a strategist, and a warrior who stood against the mightiest empire of his time. He transformed Delhi into an impenetrable fortress and left behind a military system that would influence Indian warfare for centuries. While history remembers him as a ruthless and ambitious leader, there is no denying that he was the Sultan who saved India from Mongol domination. So, what do you think? Was Allaudin Khilji a brutal tyrant or a necessary saviour? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more historical deep dives. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring history.